Welcome back.
Yo,
Welcome
listen.
back.
Shouts,
Don't get
don't get
slapped.
slapped. Shouts out to the UFC. The UFC power slap.
We got another one,
The
man.
power slap.
We got
Hold
another
on, let me
one.
hit this. Hold up. Let me see. Debatable episode
6.
36. Yo, listen, let me tell you something. Whoo, power slap. Just Google power slap.
I mean,
Yo,
don't get slapped.
yo,
Yeah.
shouts out to the guy from where he from? Samoan or something?
You know, he's definitely some
I
more.
don't know where he from.
He did a
Okay.
street fighter on it. He did
Oh,
the street
gosh,
fighter.
I ain't never seen that.
Yeah, listen.
But yo, shouts out to Hot 97 because
Word.
that's the first time I seen the sport of smacking. You don't remember?
Nah.
That was Hot 97 doing that first, man.
Word.
Yeah, bro. Look, Hot 97. Hot 97. This was smack off, right? Remember, so I'm gonna just give my take on it. When
Oh,
yeah,
snap.
yeah,
What year was
yeah.
this?
11 years ago, 14 years ago. Look at this,
14
bro.
years.
When hip hop started dying in New York, right? You know, so they had to find something to do, right? Battle rap hadn't risen to the place where it is yet, so they had the Smack Fest. You follow what I'm talking about? Bronx versus Plainfield. Look at that, Plainfield, New Jersey.
Cameron,
You
they do
follow what I'm
that
talking-
shit?
Nah, Cameron, they just show us freestyle. You heard? Yeah, man. So shouts out to Hot 97, Smack Fest '05, bro. Come on, man. Come on, bro. They were supposed to keep that going. Look at that, bro. Look at that. What's his name? But oh, yeah, okay, we'll figure that out later. What's his name? What's the guy name, man? Dana White, man.
Oh, he's
Dana
on.
White. Listen,
Dana White. He got another one, man. Like,
killed-
'cause
yo,
I
listen.
thought
Oh,
UFC.
see, but look,
I thought UFC was savage.
Look,
But that slap thing right there.
It wasn't
it's
no,
uncivilized.
it wasn't officially trained guys like this when Hot 97 did it. But again, shouts out to Hot 97 because they the ones who put it on the platform. If you ask me, right?
Yeah.
That you come on, look at these. Some of these joints, 2.3 views. You heard? 2.3 billion. Look, who's refing it? They got the ref in the whole line. All right, so I think we can keep it moving. Ooh.
Cats gotta be. I know they was fighting afterwards, man. Straight street guys, man.
Man.
Ain't no,
$5 grand.
ain't no, ain't no sportsmanship about that at all, my man. Like, yo, calm down, man. Let me handle my BI, man. I'm here. We outside.
Oh,
Damn it. Damn it. I think he hit him with a
that one
belt.
where it started up here and went down.
They hit him with a belt.
It went up. Alright, I'm done. I mean,
You know, UFC is one thing, right? You know, with the violence that they utilize and how they be aggressively fighting each other, blood sport and all that. But that slap thing, you gotta wait for somebody to
cats don't even
smack
got
you.
mouthpieces in their mouth. Bro.
Nothing, man. That's
Come on, man.
crazy.
You gotta at least have a mouthpiece in there. Come on, man. These guys is wilding out, man. But listen, man. Thank you for tapping in, man. Whew. But see, it's the stuff like this distracting us from what's really going on, man. You know what I'm
Facts,
talking about?
facts,
You know what I
facts.
mean? This is what DJ Envy was talking about at the Breakfast Club. He said, why nobody talking about the UFOs right now? You know what I'm saying? You know why they ain't talking about the UFOs? Peace. What up, bro? You know why they ain't talking about the UFOs? Because they talking about Whack 100. They talking about Charleston White.
Yeah.
They talking about Jay Prince and Offset. You know what I'm talking about? They watching Smack off the what's the name of the joint? Power Slap by Dana White, bro. We distracted out here, man. It's ugly, man. But yeah, man. So you know what I'm saying? And oh my gosh. Okay. Anything you want to tap into?
I mean, the fact of the matter is, you know, the fact that DJ Envy said that there's UFOs out there.
Right.
I
I mean,
appreciate-
it's out there. I mean, it's on television right now.
I'm just
Bro.
saying.
It's not like this ain't like in the '90s when it
But
was.
I'm just saying, I appreciate him for
Right.
saying that because his audience actually has to get to say, there's aliens out there? I mean,
How they not watching CNN?
no, because the whole
Okay.
thing, thing is to make you think that aliens don't exist. The moment, like since we were kids, man, aliens is entertainment.
Right.
So as an adult, you still got in the back of your mind that aliens just don't exist. But the fact of the matter is, we are in a galaxy that's within a solar system, and there's a planet going around.
Whose mind? Because in my mind, they always existed. I always knew
I'm just saying, man. When you talk, man, if you talk to the average person on the street,
do they believe it?
Nah, man.
Okay.
Come on. When you got Star Treks, when you got Battlestar Galactica, when you got all these different type of shows that's on TV, all you think about is entertainment.
Right.
You ain't gonna think about that there's actual spacecrafts that could leave from there, wherever, and come into this planet's solar system. You know what I mean? And by coming through these different spheres, once it gets to this planet, it's an extraterrestrial.
What percent of the population you think believes in extraterrestrials?
Believe in or don't believe?
Believes in.
Believes, I don't. Of the population?
Yeah.
Of the United States?
United States.
You know?
36%. 36%.
That's a pretty big percent.
That's what I'm saying.
But that's a pretty big percent.
That's still kind of small.
I'm about to get into it. Because that's a pretty big. That's a pretty good. That's a pretty good percent. Because why? Out of 300 and
something million,
350 million, 340 million, 330 million.
Okay.
Which is the population.
I'll let you know right now. Go ahead, continue.
Out of that 300 million. 30, right?
331.
330 million of the population, right? 40 million is people of African descent. So you got that 36% is a large majority of Caucasians, because they really get into Zachariah Stinson. They really get into Beheld the Pale White Horse.
Right.
They really get into UFO Area 51. They done turned Area 51 and made it a tourist attraction to the point where
that might have been old, bro. 2/3 of Americans say their best guess is that intelligent life exists on other planets.
What's 2/3?
That's 65%. That's Pew Research. That's the same one that said Pew Research is the same one.
That's more than 50%.
Yeah, real quick, I'm gonna go off on a tangent. That's the same one that said 97% of federal cases end in a plea. Right? Okay. So just so y'all know, Pew, the same research organization, Pew Research, because everybody talk about the pleas, plea this, plea that. Oh yeah, oh he ain't hold it down, he ain't snitching this. My man, 97% end in a in a plea deal. 97%. Well, go ahead. But 65%, according to PewResearch.org, say that they believe in extraterrestrial life.
That's even crazy, because the fact that exists at 65%, it just gives you a whole nother thought process. Like, you know, they're hiding a fact, or they're putting it crazily into the media that UFOs doesn't exist, or they're not addressing it, you know, and then, you know, something as 65% of the population, that's more than 50% of the population, saying that they know that there's extraterrestrials. So why not teach or put the people's mind up on it? Because you might have an alien walking down the street or in your neighborhood or dealing with you. You don't have a clue what that is, who that is, what galaxy is that person, that being from.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it's real, because what, Palladians look just like a Caucasian.
Right.
Blonde hair, blue
Right.
eyes,
Right.
pale skin.
And Venusians too. According to Val Thor, they talk, and what they call Nikola Tesla.
Right?
Val
Thor,
Tesla. Remember who came after Nikola Tesla was the Men in Black.
Right.
Look it up. That's where the whole concept of the Men in Black came from, was what took place with Nikola Tesla and all those people in the 30s, because that's when the extraterrestrials was making themselves known, because of the fact cats was utilizing atomic weapons, and they had to come and intercede, and the same thing is happening right now. What you think is going on? That's what I think. I mean, that's what I think is going on.
I mean, the fact that, well, when you're dealing with Val Thor or Nikola Tesla, it's a white-looking person with black hair.
Right.
When you're dealing with
that's blonde.
Palladian, a Palladian is a white person with white hair, what they will call blonde hair, with blue eyes, right, or real pale skin. You know what I'm saying? That's a Palladian, right? And these beings are from a star constellation that's outside of this particular galaxy. You know, it's within the galaxy, right? It's within the galaxy, but it's this our planet. So once it comes into this planet, it's a UFO or it's a extraterrestrial. So the point of the matter is, that's not a conversation.
So they call them, you know what they call those? Nordic aliens. So they got a whole, they call it ufology or ufoology, but you got to remember when you went into, that's Europa, right? That's all that stuff they was talking about before Christ. They was talking about Roman culture. They were talking about a lot of these different people coming from these different star constellations and stuff like that. You know what I mean? And man, but what they say is they call UFOlogy. Nordic aliens are humanoid extraterrestrials reported to come from Pleiades, who resemble Nordic Scandinavians.
Right, which is the real Caucasian, because they said the Caucasians are your, that's from the Caucasus Mountains,
right?
Are your Scandinavian people. These are of the Black Sea of that area is your what they call real Caucasian.
Right.
But now when you get into Val Thor, that's a Caucasian, or I mean a white person or mulatto, right? Because they got black hair.
Right.
So the moment they got the black hair, that pigmentation of their hair makes them a mulatto. But Val Thor is a Venusian from Venus.
Right. That's a fact. And then so then you got to also remember the whole breakdown is that the Okavango swamps, the Sands people came out. You could look it up, National Geographic, and all of the world scientists recognized the first humans came up out of South Africa, and this was millions of years ago, right? When they first came up out of the water, and as they was moving around throughout the rest of the planet, that's it, Valiant Thor. Then that's when you had the intercession of extraterrestrials coming in, all over. It wasn't just with the Europeans and the Caucasians, it was also with Africans too. And that's with the whole doggone tribe, I'm talking about, and the Nomos, and them talking about the Nomos coming to them, and then that's when and that's the research the guy was doing, what's that man name from England? He's always talking about the
David Icke.
David Icke. David Icke was saying that he always did the investigations of the guys in South Africa.
Right.
What's them guys' names?
Crode Kuma.
Then you got yeah, exactly. I know but I can't remember his exact name. Then you got the people with the ostrich feet. Look it up. They got the people with the ostrich feet, right? You know what I'm talking about, right? And what's it called? In somewhere on the continent, somewhere out there. But and then the question is, where do those genetics come from?
Right.
When you talk about 6 fingers, I'm talking about the beings with the 6 fingers. You talk about, all these different deformities. What about the ones with the 4 arms and the 4 legs? And then you have Indians being born with 4 arms and 4 legs, right? You know what I'm talking about?
Right.
Then the same way that the Egyptians, depict the ancient ones that they also could be considered have been extraterrestrials as well, like Osiris and them as being blue and green.
Right.
They also got the blue and green in India too.
That's right.
What's the name? Is it Vishnu? One of them is blue.
Right,
you know what I'm talking about? Brahman is the
blue.
son of that ostrich feet. Okay, in the Charlie Sheen movie Arrival. You see, that's a fact. I forgot about that movie.
But that's the point, though. The fact that they got them in these movies, you just look at it as what? Entertainment. So the moment you look at it as entertainment, you ain't gonna never think that you're gonna encounter or even deal with any of these beings right here. But what's going on right now in 2023, you got all these different sightings that's happening. So they can't really, sweep it under the rug.
Joe, to the degree they even got a rock band. I never heard this ever in life, called Valiant Thor, right? It's a heavy metal band from out of North Carolina based on the urban legend of Valiant Thor, an alien which came from Venus to Earth.
Right.
You know what I'm talking about? Right. Yo, this is, you look it up, don't believe me, man.
And again, this is, debatable. This is MC War.
That's a fact.
You know what I mean? But the reason why, we building with y'all, because we feel like battle rappers are smart, intelligent guys. So that's why we want to build with you and put y'all on and have these type of discussions. You follow what I'm saying? Because,
exactly. Yo, Dr. Strange, yo, what y'all think about the AI going on? I mean, you got the Chat GPT, right, which is crazy because I've definitely been utilizing it for different research. The Chat GPT is crazy. But then, did you see the AI where they could actually simulate the rappers' voices? This dude, you can Google it. Dude got he doing the whole song with Drake and Kendrick Lamar. He put the lyrics. Matter of fact, what's it called? The AI generates the lyrics and puts the voice. All you gotta tell them is the name. And right now, this is 1.0. So it's not 2.0. It's not 3. As they developing it. When they get to 2.0, 4.0, 8.0, 9.0, because right now it still sounds like Drake a little bit, right or wrong? You sound like Drake, right?
Yeah, you can hear Drake in it.
My man. When they really, like, we talking about 5 years from now, bro. Come on, I don't even. How they gonna do it? How they gonna do it if they using AI to make music and they start simulating your
Crazy.
sound? You follow what I'm talking about?
Right. He said he use it currently right now. That's crazy.
Yeah, and then they making beats with it. So we're using it for lyrics, or you using it for beats, or you using the Chat GPT for other. Definitely let us know what you're utilizing the technology for. But yo, I'm my man.
Man, that's just what we in right now, man. That's the day and time.
What I'm saying, what's the future of music? I wonder if they're gonna be able to do Afrobeat like that though.
I don't know, but my point is the moment they cheating. So the fact that you allow them to cheat and allow humans to create, and then we'll be able to compare the two. I'm sure you're gonna be able to hear the difference between the two. I'm just sure there's no way that you're gonna be able to hear the difference between the two. You know what I mean?
Got it. And they have an artist they can fully control. Yeah, I know.
That's a fact. That's a fact, bro.
That's a fact. Listen, but think about it, because the sound, all that sound affect your DNA.
Come on, man.
It's about to be.
Hey, yo, it's Debatable, man. Yo, subscribe. Tell a friend.
My question is because
that bell, man.
That's a fact. So we know hip hop is kind of easy to duplicate. Let's just be honest, right?
Okay.
That's duplicatable, right? But what you think, are they going to be able to do that with the Afrobeat sound? You think that's going to be able to be done with even Ed Sheeran? I don't know if y'all heard Ed Sheeran on the on what song is that? Peru, by what's that dude named? Peru. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, I produce easy responses. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, listen, look, man. Look, bro, like, the funny thing is, Nori and them was talking about, they was on the podcast talking about Joe Budden, right? Talking about music and, how the old guys, how we be hating on the new music and stuff like that. He said he don't hate on the new music. He said the people getting money don't hate on the new music. And, so I don't feel like when we kind of criticize, because there's some of the new music I like. I like Chef G. You know what I'm talking about? I forgot dude he be running with. Once we accept the sounds generated from non-natural instruments, it was the start of the end. That's a fact. It's funny because Dr. York said once they gave Diddy the award, you know what I'm talking about, for synthesized. Remember the first time he got a Grammy for sampled music? That he was like, yo, Dr. was like, yo, that's a rap for music. The moment that they awarded him for the sample music or something like that, he was like, that's a rap. It's an audio. It's somewhere on YouTube you can find it, but that's 100% fact. So what was I saying just now? Oh, the podcast, Nori and them, and he's talking about us hating, or people hating on the new music and stuff. And like I said, I like some of the new music. You know what I mean? But again, it's obviously, come on, it's now they emulating the killing. They really doing the killing. You know what I'm talking about? When Charleston White be talking about this part of it, like, you know what I'm saying? The fact that it's bullshit. It's bullshit that they out here talking about killing, and then they actually killing. You know what I'm saying? It's a difference that before we kind of was like, we knew it was like stories, like, Biggie got a story to tell. I never thought that was real. Even if now they coming out, they talking about, I guess there's some legitimacy to the story to tell song. What I never considered that to be real, bro.
Which one?
I got a story to tell. We tied up the basketball player. All I never considered that to be, even if they saying parts of it is real or whatever. Come on, man. I don't believe that, man. But so we was.
Well, what's crazy is hip hop. With hip hop, there was always an aspect of it. What you're saying got to be real, right? But then it was also accepted that you're making entertainment. This is entertainment rap. That was also accepted. You follow what I'm saying? But like certain cats that made music about stuff that happened in the hood, and they made rap about different things. You accepted that. Like, all right, that's dope because you like a reporter for the hood. But you had certain cats that actually did these things. So it was always put in brackets. You follow what I'm saying? But now the bracket that is accepted and looked for is the bracket where you have to go out here and put in work. And the moment you put in the work, you make the music and you put it out there. That's what's being accepted and rewarded by the labels. This is what the labels is looking for, and that's becoming the status quo, because now you'll walk through a record exec, you follow what I'm saying, by someone that say, yeah, he's that guy, and then they hear your music, and then when they hear your music, okay, they're like, okay, this guy's he's really a murderer, he's really a killer,
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or if you're
and
not,
they were way more in tune than I thought. Like, yo, when we was listening to going back to the podcast, it was talking about, it was looking at the clue tapes. They was measuring how high up Nori's song on the clue tape was to dictate whether it was going to be a hit in the streets. Like,
Right, and then
damn. The fact that they even knew, the execs knew to interpret, and they relaunching Priority Records.
Oh, what?
Yeah, which was who initially did the distribution for Rockefeller.
Okay.
And Priority did Duck Down and them, I think, Buckshot and them back then on Priority. So I don't know if that's coming up with the Capitol or what, but the point is, he was telling that back then the science was mixtapes, and then when Fetty Wap, because this is right before he signed Fetty Wap, right? When we was talking to him back in Georgia or whatever, the new album and stuff like that, and how the system of marketing works within our community, they was able to take advantage of it.
And it was levels to it, like, because back in the day, like how Nori was breaking down, like, yo, you had to be at a certain number to be taken serious to a certain degree, and the fact that he told Clue, like, yo, look, man,
don't put my song on the tape if it ain't top 5.
I mean, you know what I mean? If I'm not number 5 or higher, don't do that. You know what I mean? And then what happened was, the way Nori broke it down is the fact that the record was like, okay, if Clue didn't put it there, then how am I supposed to take it serious? You know what I'm saying? So that was the measuring stick back then. So now the measuring stick is like, okay, you talk about a crime, you know what I mean? And you look, you probably go in the newspaper or they go on the news and go see if there was a crime that actually took place in that area. You know what I mean? They're not gonna say nothing, but like, this guy's really real. Okay, he's gonna really sell records. You know what I mean? Or not records, but streams, and that's how they're doing it, which is really killing us off, because you'll do all that for what, $300,000, $500,000, or $1 million. After you pay your taxes on that $1 million and everything else, you're really down to like about maybe $250,000, if not $300,000. After you don't pay, then you already know you're borrowing the money, because all these different things that gotta go. You have your jewelry and everything else. And you don't kill somebody or hurt somebody or change somebody's life for little to nothing. You know what I'm saying? Which is really don't make no sense. So Denzel Washington and Will Smith and the likes don't have to go through that, because as an actor, they're busting that gun or whatever the case, but they're actors. So they ain't got to go through the motions, the changes that we got to go through. That's making
we were acting at first though. It was acting, like I said, story to tell, all that stuff. Come on, man, it wasn't doing none of that. Now they doing it, man. But let's go back to the whole point of going into all of that is it's not hating on that music, it's understanding how detrimental it is to the new generations coming up. I mean, we didn't realize how detrimental what we were doing in the 90s and stuff like that was going to be. What we was talking about, I don't think they knew people was going to take it as serious as they did, and they did. And look at what we got, look at what we're dealing with. So when I say, I accept the new technologies, meaning the same way that, I'm going to hear new music that's going to be good, and you're going to have new music that's going to be bad. And then overall, you're going to have a message that's being sent that just don't make sense. You follow what I'm talking about? So that's what we're talking about. But as far as the technology, of course, AI, it's important to be able to utilize it. Right now, if you don't got a budget to hire a personal assistant, so on and so on, you're able to utilize ChatGPT, Write Sonic, and different things like that. I'm just trying to figure out what's going when it comes to the music, you know what I'm talking about, you know what I mean? How that's going to come about, because how that's going to affect the music business, because I think cats, they ain't gonna mind listening to AI generated. Think about it, when you sitting in these hotels, come on, they're not gonna mind listening
white noise.
Come on, they're not gonna mind listening to that, man.
Yeah, it's crazy. Well, with that being said, Tax Stone murder trial has begun.
When?
The beginnings in New York.
When? Today?
It was an hour ago.
Crazy, because they just was talking Tax Stone on that whole Joe Budden podcast. He was talking about it, and then Tax Stone, I guess, said some things back or whatever. But that's crazy, man. Either which way, again, that's all part of that stuff that's detrimental to what, what I'm saying, to us, you know what I mean? Like, that whole situation was crazy. But yo, check it. When I Google Val Thorpe, right? Even though Wikipedia, when they show the rock group, they'll reference Val Thorpe but they won't make it clickable. There is no Wikipedia on Val
For
Thorne.
himself.
Come on, man. It used to be though. I'm sure there used to be because I remember researching this before. You know what I'm saying? You know, I remember researching this before, man. But yeah, man. Either which way, man. Outside of that, you know, another distraction. Them big red shoes, then Did you see them big red shoes, bro?
Nah.
You ain't see these? Then you ain't see these joints yet?
What's the purpose?
Oh my God, they some old. Y'all been seeing this, man? Super Mario.
Well, they're not, but that's Kanye West. That's Kanye West. He did that.
They took it to another level
Yeah,
with
that's
Lil
West.
Wayne and
Lil Wayne?
Yeah, Lil Wayne got him on. You know what I'm saying? Damn clown shoes. Look at this. Look, bro.
Who makes them?
I don't even know, bro. Also, what's Rich the Kid? You know what I'm talking about? He did a whole shoot in it. Rich the Kid. Stuff baggy again?
Me? Yeah, I don't mind baggy.
But so what do you think about? You think that's
baggy and these little styrofoam, whatever type of shoes are those? Two different things. You would never catch me in those right there. I mean, I'm a '70s baby. You know what I'm saying? Like I like my jeans baggy. I like my clothes baggy. I like my You know what I mean? My
but you don't like your boots baggy.
My Stan Smith, my Timberlands.
Oh, yo, look.
Wow.
Yeah, it's real. It's real out here, man.
Wow.
It's real. This dude looking like, yo.
Boo the fool.
Oh, man, listen, man. They gonna say we ain't got no style, man. It is what it is.
I guess that's the fashion nowadays.
Man, that's crazy.
Who is that,
bro? That's Rich the Kid, man.
Wow.
Yeah, man. That's crazy. Like, he just, like,
living
a normal life. Like, yeah, I just got on some big red shoes.
Yeah,
like,
but the only thing I can think, you could probably put a gun in that shoe. By the level.
Whole lot of that. Put a whole lot of everything in that shit.
Yeah, like you could just be pulling out all types of Happy Meals out your shoe.
Yeah, man. So you remember the whole debate about Meek Mills and Lil Uzi Vert, right? The whole song thing.
Okay.
You mean Freeway gave it to Lil Uzi Vert. So I'm thinking that's the song that's popping in Philly right now. If Freeway saying, yo, that's that joint right now. You know what I'm talking about? Then it got to be that joint, right? That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking. Shouts out to China Mac in Hawaii.
You did his thing going to Hawaii?
Yeah, no, that was crazy.
Different.
That was crazy.
But it just shows you, I mean, he was able to show us another aspect of life.
Right.
The fact that you go to Hawaii
Right.
and they cripping
Right.
and blooding.
Right.
Man,
Yeah.
Hey, yo, that what's that?
Not only that, but they look like him. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, I think most importantly, he tapping into a whole nother demographic. So,
he's in his lane.
With the situation with Math Offer, who else was part of that situation? Who else was talking about? Because he went on, right after that, he went on Nori.
Mm-hmm.
So it might have been a whole lot of people talking, but either which way, China Mac and Math Offer was going at it. And Math Offer plays the clip where he says that we should deal as Asians, we should deal with our own situation. You know, mute your phone. We should deal with our own situation. He doing just that right now.
Yeah.
Doing that just right now. I mean, even though I don't know what they consider themselves. Do they consider themselves Asian?
Well, I mean, Hawaii.
They recognize it came from Japan, right?
Yeah, but Hawaiians are really like, you know, I want to say they Nubians. You know what I'm saying? Like Hawaiians is like, they're like a mix, like a Dominican or a Hispanic or Venezuelan.
Those guys look way Chinese.
Yeah, they are. I mean, come on, the Asian mix is definitely there. But it's like a Philippine. It's definitely an Asian mix, but it's just like, but you're gonna have that look of a Dominican or Venezuelan or, you know, El Salvadorian. That's all that same.
I've seen him, but not his crew. That crew that he was with.
That same mix.
That crew he was with looked straight Asian. The crew that he was with, 90% of them. There was a few like the dude that was being funny or whatever. He looked like he was Puerto Rican or something, but the rest of them looked like they was from Asia.
Yeah, but you know that Pacific Island, that Pacific area, you're dealing with that Japanese, that
exactly. That's what I was thinking. Polynesian. I'm seeing something right now.
You know, Malaysian. You know, it's definitely Asian, but there's a lot of Nubian. That Nubian stock in it is really heavy.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? From back then.
Right. So, either way, I think we're good. Anything else you want to build on?
Oh, I mean, we good, man. It's debatable, man. Like, pay attention to what's going on.
Facts.
Get yourself a passport, man. Get yourself an escape route. Most
a fact.
important, man. If you ain't thinking about an escape route, think of an escape route right now.
And then search what we talking about, man. Like, don't just believe it. You know what I'm saying? From us saying it. Man, shouts out to my brother, Dr. Strange. Thank you for tapping in.
Yo, good looking, man.
We'll see y'all tomorrow.
Yo, debatable. 30 minutes.